What's going on, everybody? We appreciate everybody who's tuned in. I'm sure y'all flooding in right now. We got a star on the show today. You know what I'm saying? Coach Roy Maxwell, head coach East Coweta, from Mondays Mill, you know what I'm saying, from the South Side, by way of Alabama, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Coach that I've, you know what I'm saying, I built a genuine relationship over time, man. So I'm gonna actually before we get there, let me bring in my sponsor, you know what I mean? Sponsored by Powerful Life. I need to sign that. So we'll get to that in a little second. I gotta change the council. But nonetheless, we're gonna bring you on the man of the hour, Coach Roy Maxwell.
What's going on?
Hey,
What's
I'm
up,
good.
man?
Hey, I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm honored, you know what I'm saying, humbled, you know what I'm saying, to have a tenured successful coach on like yourself, man. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good, Bacon. I remember, man, when you were, with the newspaper, on call it name, man, this young guy with the newspaper that has grown, man, year over year, just, turning this thing into, just turning it, man, really gonna make it go viral. Like I told you a long time ago, man, you just keep going and keep going. Yeah. I think the guy before you, Suggs, he writes with the Atlanta Business Chronicle. Right. So I've seen him grow. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, I'm excited just to kind of just be around and see you grow and be along for the ride.
Nah, I appreciate that. I never forget that. Just people forget, like I'm sure you can say the same thing on your journey. Those little nuggets, things that people tell you along your way, those be those things where you fall back on time with time. So, coach or so-and-so told me this, I need to keep going. But like you said, brothers with the Business Chronicles, so I got big shoes to fill, so I definitely got to keep trucking along. So, brother, I appreciate it, Coach. But before we get into the deeper things, the people need to hear more about, you know what I'm saying, Coach Maxwell's story from Alabama, just how was the upbringing like for you and what you know what I'm saying, what led your railroad tracks to Newnan?
Man, you just don't know where your journey may end up. Like I said, I'm from Tuskegee, Alabama, the home of Tuskegee University, HBCU. I'm one of the most illustrious HBCUs in the US of A. And I'm from there. And so I went on and I left at the high school to play for Grambling State University. After 2 years, they fired my coach, and I went on to Jackson State University. That's where I graduated from, and I finished my career playing basketball there. And I moved, being from Alabama, man, you want to get to the ATL, right? All my friends at Grambling, they kind of moved to Dallas or New Orleans, and Jackson is New Orleans, Memphis, or Houston. But I wanted to get straight to the A. So in the early 2000s, man, I moved to Atlanta right after 9/11. And we just had to figure it out. But long story short, my career-wise, I started off in corporate America, Bank of America, UPS corporate office. Actually, my first job was I was a manager at Kids Foot Locker when Shannon Mall was the thing, right? So
Yes,
a lot of y'all guys were young, so y'all probably came through my store. I was right there by the food court across from Foot Action, the manager at Kids Foot Locker back in 2002. So it was a long time ago. So it started there, and my buddy Derek Stroud and Frederick Stipio, both of them kind of recommended I start coaching high school basketball, and I was like, no, I didn't think I wanted to do it, but I started to help out at Monday's Mill, and my buddy Tu Willingham, which was my head coach, I was the assistant coach. Once I got certified, man, he gave me the program, and the rest is what it is. So. Yeah, man. My plan was not to coach high school basketball, but they say only a few are chosen, and I could truly say I was chosen because I was one to say I wouldn't coach high school basketball. I didn't want to deal with kids, but I can't find my way out of it.
I definitely, my bad, Coach. I've got to introduce my co-host. I'm still learning the way to just host the thing.
Yeah.
So without further ado, here's my guy, Najeh Books, man, my esteemed co-host.
Yeah, but I was like, "Dang, you gonna introduce me, bro? What's going on?" Thursday, I'm trying to let you have it because you're the basketball expert. So I'm trying to let you get the experience, brother. Bring obviously your co-host, your guests in, and all that.
Yeah, but I didn't know if he was on the road. You know what I mean? That's on me, brother. But Coach, I'm sure you've seen his face. One of the hardest in sports. You know what I'm saying? He needs no introduction, obviously, but yeah. Back to your story, Coach. You said doing the Foot Locker thing at Shannon Mall. You know, so we've all been. I know I've been there multiple times during my adolescence, my youth. During that time, that were you still trying to play? You know, at the next level. Like, what was you in there?
Yeah, so man, my buddy, man, Derek Stroud. So Derek Stroud is Brandon Stroud's dad, right? Who played at Kennesaw, also South Florida. He's gearing up right now to go to Finland to play overseas. So Brandon Stroud will be my second overseas player since I've been in East Coweta, which will be East Coweta's, I think, third overseas player. And of course, Chris Youngblood is our first NBA player, right? Yep. And he has a really good chance of I talked to him last week. He has a really good chance of making the roster to 15, but he's already signed a two-way deal. So you definitely be seeing Chris, I guess a maximum, or like they could play no more than 50 games. So in the middle of the season when all those guys start holiday injured, they really don't be injured. By the way, I don't think y'all really know that. They go on the rest mode. Kawhi Leonard just kind of just break it. Like, I ain't going in the back. I'm going to sit on this bench and rest. But then that's when you see the two-way guys come up, and you see guys come from the G League games, and they'll play 20, 30 games somewhere around right after All-Star break. They'll play for about a month or a month and a half. Then you'll see the stars kind of come back into the fold for the one to the beat up. So, yeah, man. So Derek Stroud, man, I played in all the leagues. I played against all the guys. Again, my age, I'm the same age as Kobe, the same age as a couple of years younger than Penny Hardaway, same age as Tracy McGrady, about 8-9 years younger than Scottie Pippen. So when we're coming up, man, I graduated from high school in 97. So we're coming up. It won a lot of spots in the NBA. I went to a NBA pre-league camp, preseason camp. And they said we only got 2 or 3 jobs open. And it was about 50 guys, vying to be a small forward in the league then. So, and then they told us about LeBron that was coming, which he's about 5 years younger than me. So they already knew who LeBron was and had places and already marketing. They were already getting geared up for LeBron to enter the league. So you could pretty much kill your dreams at that point. Because, you only had 2 or 3 spots. You had about 150 guys in the camp. So had opportunities to play overseas, man, but being from Alabama, I just didn't have nowhere to stay, nowhere to live. So if I would have left Atlanta and gone overseas, I would have to go back to Alabama in the off season and, just wasn't willing to do it. I wanted to build life outside of the small town I was from. I wanted to be known as one that made it, not one that had to come back home, because it was almost like a failure if you had to come back home, when you left. So that was just, just like a hidden thing. It wasn't like, but I just, man, we played in all the pro and we played in everywhere around here. If guys like Jabari Smith Sr. played against him while he was in and out of the league, in multiple summer leagues and stuff, if you're about 42 and above to about 50, playing the pro-ams around here, I'm pretty known.
You was giving that at work.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Me and Coach Stroud was raising hell, right? Oh man, let me not talk. We were rolling. We were rolling, man. But a lot of guys, man. We played against a lot of guys, a lot of names, a lot of guys that didn't make it. Basketball was back then. That's when your run and shoot was still open. When you can play basketball all night, 24 hours a day. You'll leave the club and go straight to run and shoot. And then man, 24 hours a day basketball. Then they had one more spot that opened up later, Firehouse Fitness, that was in Clayton. When I was coaching at Mondays Mill, it was off Tara Boulevard, right before you get to the road that Mondays Mill is on, and it was open 24 hours a day. So you had spots where basketball was going on 24 hours a day, and that was a beautiful time.
So what happened, Coach? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you had 24/7 gyms. We ain't even got 24/7 workout gyms unless at the surplus. So just what's going on, or just what have you seen, just the fall off of the investment in basketball on the South Side?
Like we were talking about before, I just think the money guys, if you look at it, baseball, right? My son played baseball for years. Lake Point, which is right next, right? You see the baseball facility right across the street. Right across from Kiel High School is Perfect Game. That's another huge baseball complex. So that's up north. And also the basketball is up north. The volleyball is up north, right? So the money guys, the people that got the money down south don't really have the love of it to put it down south. But if someone did invest in the south that has, the millions, man, it would definitely be a niche, because volleyball is a lot of kids at East Coweta play volleyball, and they go up north to play. They go up north to play all the tournaments. They go up north to practice for the elite teams. Same thing in baseball, and the same thing in basketball. Mm-hmm. So I just think, Georgia, period, when you go to other states, they have more neutral gyms, neutral arenas, right? Because with the state championship in GHSA, we kind of struggle, don't have many places to play. So you got a new arena, and I'm kind of skipping, but we got a new arena in Douglasville called Legacy Arena. It's an arena that seats around 3,000 to 5,000 people, just like you got the arena where the Atlanta Dream play at the airport. Clayton County has bought part of South Lake Mall, and they're building an arena. Yeah. You can go. It's on YouTube, right? You put Clayton County Arena or something like that at South Lake Mall, you'll see the whole plans there. They're building a new arena, a facility, as well as offices and stuff. And I would assume part of their board of education probably gonna move some of their, operations probably on that side of the mall. When you go to the mall, you see it that they're building like a quarter of the mall has been bought. So with those three places, like our region tournament will be at the Legacy Arena in Douglasville this year. Hopefully you can get basketball moving more on the below I-20.
Now, fast. I'm gonna throw the Najeh. You know what I'm saying? I know he's got a lot more insight just the backside. You know what I'm saying? Room of just how like basketball operations go, of like facilitating. Just so with this being news to you, Najeh, what's your thoughts and any questions for Coach Maxwell as well?
Yeah, I think it's intriguing. I guess my question to you, Coach, you're probably very plugged in. I know you talked about people having like millions and being able to invest in it. Is there anybody like that's like-minded that can kind of maybe help exacerbate kind of the process faster? I guess is the question. Like, are there coaches? Are there gyms? I know you just mentioned Douglasville. Is there other gyms around near East Coweta, near the Clayco area, near, like you said, south of I-20 that people can collab with and do just different showcases instead of, like you said, always up north?
Yeah. So the thing right now is like, okay, so you have people that have the money but don't have the land. You got the people that have the land but don't have the money, right? And so, like you say, shows like this, I think can bring about the excitement factor to put something more, put a facility on the south side, because now the collaborators will start to talk about it. The conversation will start to roll amongst the money guys, because I mean, you know how popular the internet is. Like I was telling Bacon, I was watching y'all show with the quarterback markers and the Julian Brown. Julian, did I say his name wrong? The DB coach?
Yep, Hobart. Yep.
Yeah. I watched that show, man. I was just kind of rolling through YouTube and like, okay, Bacon on the YouTube. And been knowing Bacon for a while. And Coach, of course, Najeh, I seen you and y'all were rolling, man. I watched the whole show. Watched the whole show, just kind of caught in the middle. Yeah. Like I said, the internet is super powerful. So I think us talking about this can bring the two parties together. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because you have a lot of building going on in Newnan. As a matter of fact, they're building like an outlet mall. Did you know that, Bacon? They're building an outlet on Newnan Crossing Boulevard.
Where's it at?
On Newnan Crossing Boulevard. It's supposed to be a Tanger outlet.
Really? No, I didn't know that. I know they've been building everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, the hope the collaborators are, hear about it. And because, I mean, like, you got a lot of people with money just sitting on it, nothing to do with it.
And then, Coach, my question for you, this is a double-sided question of the coin, but how can media help out the athletes in terms of getting them out there more? We know, like, me and Bacon, no BS, seen it this summer, right? In spring. Like, Nazir just blew up. Like, we knew about him for a while, but just like constantly killing it, but everybody was just promoting him. Like, wherever you look, promo. So we know the power of the internet, you talked about, Coach, but what can media like us or in general do to put out some of these people on the South Side that can ball, but just people don't come down here to see them. And then two, obviously talk about the players. Like, how can the players get themselves, I guess, more out there too, as the other side of the coin, and maybe trust media people they may not know at the start.
Man, you talking about Najeh blew up, man. My best friend who I played with at Grambling, coaches at Oak Cliff Faith Family. They just got into the Scholastic League with IMG and Oak Hill and all that, right? And so he called for Najeh. They wouldn't let me get to him, right? He wanted to bring him to Dallas. And then Najeh ended up transferring out to Florida, right? So, the last player that blew up like that was Colin Sexton overnight. I coached against Colin. See, because Colin had players on his team that kind of overshadowed him. As soon as they left that summer going to his senior year, by the end of the summer, he was in Vegas dropping basketball through hoops, 200 yards, below. He was on commercials pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Colin Sexton grew up kind of overnight. Funny you said that, Najeh. Did I say your name right, Najeh? Najee. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Funny you said I was talking to Bacon today about blowing up a particular player. Wow. I was talking to my buddies and we were talking about football, but it's the same in basketball. We're talking about I talked to a couple of my friends who coach at Tennessee and Florida, and they were saying, man, we watch the internet. Like, we don't know who he is, but if y'all build a hype train up, we will know who he is. Right. So what y'all can do, like Bacon said, man, do you got any clips of the particular player? So first things first, like I tell my basketball players, like I got one, Harper Rife right now, probably one of the best shooters in the state of Georgia. But like you say, he's not known as he should. But I've hired Coach McKissick that was at Creekside on my staff. That's Be the Ram Media.
That's big,
right? Yeah. You got to get content guys on your staff, right? And Be the Ram Media is he's huge.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So, like, man, we did some stuff this summer, just kind of messing around with in the leagues, and he's outstanding. So we, like you say, man, the players, the parents, first of all, need to get video of their kids. That's number one, right? And then they got to get videos to these platforms like you all have. Like me and Baker was talking about a particular player and helping build a hype train. And he was asking me, hey, you got any clips? I said, yeah, I got some clips. He was like, send it to me. And then, you like me and Bacon talked about really before he even got on the internet, like building up through the shorts, using y'all followers to build up the shorts, build up the agony around. Like I just popped up on my timeline said Will Noonan lose for the 6th time to East Coweta, like the little short when y'all talking about that.
Right.
It just popped up. You know what I'm saying? And I told my son, he plays for East Coweta. I said, hey man, look what Bacon them posted. and so, man, my wife has never been to the East Coweta Noonan football game. Her first basketball. It's so packed. We live in South Fulton. I live off Camp Creek Parkway. I literally live a block from Westlake. Yeah, I live right around. I live off Stonewall Terrace, like right the back of Westlake, pretty much. But anyway, so my wife, she was coming to see her son anyway, and I usually tell her don't come because it's so packed and you can't find parking. And if you hadn't been to an East Coweta Noonan football or basketball game or baseball, because we played baseball up until this point, it's that down home country. You get South Georgia 30 minutes from Atlanta, pretty much. Wow. It's especially the game at East Coweta because the facilities are more intimate. You know what I'm saying? Like Noonan has college type facilities. Their field, their home side might seat almost about 7,000 to 8,000. At least 5,000 to 8,000. It's just huge home side. So if you host a Final Four game, anybody in the county won't have to leave the county to host a game because you have to have a certain amount of numbers. So they built Noonan to have the stadium that would host those games if we needed to, because you have to have a certain amount. And I think at first Northgate and East Coweta didn't have a stadium big enough to host those semifinal games, because one time they had to go up and play at Lakewood, and so that's when they renovated Noonan Stadium to make it bigger so we can keep our own money in the county. But like y'all said, man, get the film to you all. So it could be y'all followers. You all followers could see it. Like Najeh, like I was telling Bacon, the same thing that quarterback Marcus does for football, if somebody did that for basketball, man, it would blow up. You got Sandy Spiel, but it's still on the website, man. Quarterback Mark, I saw when he started his thing on Instagram. You know, he started off just as like an OC, showing his own stuff, doing 7-on-7s, and I just saw him growing. And I seen the kids like come to school. Quarterback Marcus didn't even rank us. I'm like, you're mad? Like, you mad? This young guy just giving his opinion. I'm like, man, this man, like, I don't think he knows how big. I hope you monetizing your page. You are huge out here. All the kids are watching your Instagram. Man, he don't know who we are. He don't know who we are. Like, he doesn't, right? We don't. East Coweta don't play in a lot of 7-on-7s and paddock games, so nobody really sees us in the off season. So you know, they're like, man, they got us losing. I'm like, well, they don't. I mean, we only played one game, right? Whereas Noonan plays, you know, a lot of different 7-on-7s and stuff. You get a chance to see them. So you know, yeah. So like you said, Najeh, get the stuff that you all to put on y'all platforms, build it up through shorts, you know, highlight videos. And then the kids just take it. It goes viral.
Got you. Yeah, because I'll be real with you, Coach. Me and Bacon, like, I feel like we have a nice footing. Not saying we known everywhere. I feel like we got a nice footing in football, but we trying to get the same thing with basketball, but it has been tougher. Now, Bacon's been doing a great job of getting guests. Like, he brought the Samuel brothers on. You know what I'm saying? He's brought in top flight people on, but I feel like and we'll still do the shorts. We'll still put the promos out, but it's like it's not the same traction compared to football.
Yeah, football in Georgia is, man, it's, I mean, you think about the counties, right? You think about Henry, so Clayton, DeKalb, right? Any of those games, Atlanta, any of those games, Cobb, Gwinnett, any of those in-county games, you can guarantee 75% of the stands are going to be full, period, point blank, right? It can be, you know, I was watching Columbia played the other day. No, Columbia football played somebody in their scrimmage. It was an in-county game. Southwest DeKalb, right? So Columbia ain't been relevant. You know, they played, you know, a couple of years they've been okay, but, you know, outside of 20, you know, they've been trying to build back, you know, for a while. And, man, the game was, I watched it. Whoever did it online, I'm watching it, right? And I saw them run up out of there. They got the game. They had to stop it early for whatever the reason. But, you know, all those inner Money's Mill, Lovejoy, Drew, Riverdale, North Clayton, Mount Zion, Jonesboro. You know, same way with your Henry County schools. Remember Dutchtown and Stockbridge. Huge. Eagles Landing, McDonough. You know, you have all in Woodland, right? So you have Locust Grove. I remember when it opened up, I was coaching at Money's Mill and to what it is now. So I just think, man, that football, you still down south, and it's just you can't get away from that pig skin. Because I love football. Football is my favorite sport, and I'm a basketball coach and a basketball guy. So, and most of my basketball friends, the coach at Hillgrove, the county AD at in Macon, all those guys, the principal at Hiram High School, he used to be a basketball coach. We all meet on Saturdays and Sundays for football. Right, and we probably rarely meet for basketball. You know what I'm saying? As far as like NBA games, but like college and pro games, we meeting for football games.
100%. Go ahead. You got something to say, Nash?
Oh, go ahead, big. All right, in a second.
For sure. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll continue on this timeline, Coach. At Money's Mill, first got the job, you know, said just what was going through your head. Man. Like, I know how you are, you know. So you say you used to be tougher back in the day than what you are now. I think you're still tough, but just walk us through those first days in Money's Mill.
So think about this. I was 28. I was playing semi-pro in Dallas. I played for the DFW Disciples and some called UBA, I think what it was called. So think about I was flying to Dallas on the weekends, playing against a lot of old ex-NBA guys because the CBA had shut down at that time. The G League wasn't popular at all at this point in time. So the CBA was the thing. It was kind of like the junior league to the NBA. Isaiah Thomas had bought it, you know, the Zeke, Isaiah Thomas, Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Thomas, and then it just kind of flopped. And then the UBA took over for a little while. But so I was still active in hooping, you know. So think about, you know, you guys, if you all were coaching or whatever the case may be or whatever, how active you would be on what you think the kids should be doing. So man, got the Monday's Meal, man, and so Monday's Meal had lost their accreditation. The county, they lost their accreditation around 05 or something. So all the kids had kind of left and went to Fayette, went to Creekside and so forth. So they had a illustrious amount of players because they had a lot of kids from Clayton that transferred out because the high school diploma was no good at the time. And so we got it back around 07, 08. And that's when I started at Monday's Meal. And my boss man would say, man, I just need somebody new. Man, we started with 9th graders and we got to get this going. And I just need some help, man, And we started with 9th graders, man. And we rolled. By the time they were juniors, we were 500. He gave me the job when they became seniors. 2 years later, y'all probably don't remember that great McIntosh basketball team. This kid named Jordan that played on that team. McIntosh was really good around 2010 to 2013 or 14. Really, they probably lost. They only lost by a couple games. Because I started at East Coweta 14, and that was McIntosh last year of that run. So 10 to 14. So I was the only team to beat them in the region. I was at Monday's Meal. I beat them 79-77 for the region championship in 2012 at McIntosh. Oh man, it was packed. So that was the only time they lost a region game. Went to Alabama 1 year because my dad had a stroke. We kind of helped him out. And then I got some calls from Coweta County saying they kind of want something new around that side of the county because y'all had it going with Coach Ladd and Coach before that had it going on the Noonan side. And so I came to see, and it was funny because I was in the same region with East Coweta when Chronic and Wade were the football coaches. And we played East Coweta, and I kind of said I would never coach at that school when we would come down there. And that's how I said it's funny. Yeah, I said I would never coach that school, man. And it's funny how life is 360. You say never say never. When Amar Tinker, Dr. Horton, the superintendent, was the principal at the time. Mr. Kessering, which is the assistant superintendent, was the AD at the time. Those were the guys that hired me. And man, the rest. And Dr. Barker was the superintendent over Coweta County Schools at the time. They all, they hired me, man, and the rest is history, man. I love it at East Coweta. We got a good run. 24 kids in 10 years have gone on to play college basketball. That hadn't been done. Nevertheless, East Coweta, probably below I-20. And I'm saying this, I'm not counting other schools, but, some of the really elite schools, it's kind of D1 or bust. I got this statement from Corey Black. It's D-free for me. So I got 5 kids last year that went on to play college basketball from my 2025 class, right? Only had 7 seniors. So you had Shannon Beatles, you had Dylan Barber, you had Quest Williams, you had Marcus Towns, and you had Jonathan Williams. Jonathan Washington. All 5 of those, my kids right now playing college basketball. They left like within the last week or two. I put that against any of the big wigs who had 5 kids signed. So 24 kids in 10 years. I think that's an enormous, a great building block to continue to build East Coweta into something, that can match up with their football and their softball. I think we got like 6 state champions in the last 10 years.
Something like that.
And so had the #1 player in the nation twice. We got Jada that's going to Ole Miss, and we had Kelly that went on to Washington and she finished at LSU. So, and that's in the last 10 years since I've been there. So, we're trying to catch up with those guys.
Nah, 100%. So I'm saying, what specifically you accredit to that? You know what I'm saying? Just your attention to detail for the kids. You know what I'm saying? What is it specifically for you?
#1, I think is wanting to be there. I always say no job is a bad job if you want the job. Right? If you want the job and you want the job to be good, it's not a bad job. It's only a bad job if you come into it with all these wants and not enough work. Again, next time you come on our basketball hallway, you're going to see we've changed, right? So I've been doing changes. You've been in the locker room. We had the regular locker room. We probably got the same locker room that our kids got up north. My kids, you go in my equipment room, we probably rotating 10 uniforms. This year we're going for Thanksgiving, we're going to Panama City, and Christmas we're going to Miami. Next year we already been invited to Ohio. So we're same places, traveling like Wheeler, Norcross, McEachern does, East Coweta does the same traveling. So I think wanting to and just loving the kids and also my staff, man. I got two local guys, Chris Selden and Pierce Colton. You can't substitute local guys that went to East Coweta, right? So there are your cheerleaders in the community, right? When they asking their friends having kids and their aunties or uncles having kids and wondering where should they go to school. I mean, let's talk real. These days parents are picking where the kids go to school. They moving to wherever they need to go, right? So, man, I just having those guys just kind of be, cheerleaders for the program and getting the kids that's supposed to go to East Coweta to come to East Coweta. Then I have Derek Stroud and DeAndre Rivers, Tyrone Tate. You got Rusty Beatles, which played at Westlake, and he coached Cam Newton. Derek Stroud, again, like you say, he played overseas. He played in the NBA. Both of them are big in the community. And, I got a big staff. I got 8 to 9 coaches. So you got AJ Ellis is my right-hand man. He's also a head coach in waiting. At some point, he'll probably be a head football coach. He runs the sub-varsity program at East Coweta with about 65 kids. So, yeah, man, I just think the staff, right, I could say, okay, man, no, I can do this by myself or with 2 coaches. No, we got 8 or 9 guys just giving back to the kids, right? Because one player may like me, but he may like Coach Najeh. He may like Coach Bacon, right, for whatever the reason. So I have a lot of different guys around so the kids can kind of, get information and not always getting it from me because the kids may not want to ask me for certain things, right? So I just think giving back to the program and getting the right type of men to give back to these kids is the reason of our success.
Now, some people may look at the staff like, man, coach got a lot. Does he really need that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you broke it down, about different personalities kids relating to, this type of coach. You got the community coaches who, who train and recruit. Now, we're not going to say recruit, the train and influence, influence the kids come to the school. But, just did you initially have that mindset coming in? Like, I need to have boom, boom, boom?
Yeah. So, making you from Coweta County, it just, wasn't a basketball place. It's grown over the years to be basketball. With Northgate is competitive. Noonan is competitive. East Coweta is competitive. Girls and boys, right? Trinity and Heritage are both competitive now. So, at one time, Fayette rivaled us in basketball, right? You know what I'm saying? When now we're competitive. So I look as I need 3 coaches per team, right? You can't truly teach a kid. So, everything is up north. So you got to have trainers and stuff. And so some parents are not committed to pay for training. So we train, of course, during the season, but we train. And if I got guards, you got wings, and you got forwards. So that's kind of got 3 coaches on the 9th grade. You got 3 because I send 9th graders out. 9th graders, like for example, 9th graders are going to Hillgrove the same day we play Riverdale, right? So 2 or 3 9th grade coaches won't be with us. They'll be going out. And then you might have 9th grade going one way, you might have JV going another way, and then we still have varsity, and I still got 3 or 4 guys. Sometimes guys can't schedule 9th grade and JV to move like they should because they're saying, man, I don't have enough coaches at my varsity game. Well, I got enough because it's, the guys have their essential responsibilities. And then we got varsity where, we don't have anything. We have them all with us. And they all have responsibilities. I have an OC and I have a DC. I have a player coach and then I have a bench coach. Then I got 2 or 3 guys. One guy's doing paper stats, and I got one guy's doing electronic stats on the side, telling me what's my plus or minus, telling me what's the best groups to have in a certain time. Right. Then we got paper stats. Well, we finding out who missed these free throws. Then I got my OC sitting by me, like telling me what plays to call. We've already talked about it in the game plan. And then we got a defensive guy. Then he got a kind of like a spotter. We kind of do it just like football, right? We got a spotter telling him what offense they're running, so he can say, okay, hey, coach, hey, when we go in at halftime or second quarter, this is what we need to do, right? So that's why we got all these coaches. Then we kind of got, when the kid mad at us, he go all the way down and talk to Coach Beatles, and Coach Beatles get him back going. So, everybody has a job. And then some of the coaches, got other jobs. Some of them, open doors. We kind of host the players that come in. When the teams come in, we always there to accept them in the bus, right? So we got a whole program that happens, and it's all different coaches. We got coaches that just do the pregame meal and the kids and watch film with them, which is not me all the time, right? Then we got coaches that just do development. Like in the morning, in about 6 hours, Coach Pierce will be in that gym. Man. And the players that want to be in there going to be in there with him. And now Austin is back. He's going to be playing at LaGrange, but when he's at home, he's also training the kids. So we're just trying to offer the full service, like we talked about what you're giving up north, so that my kids, we're able to compete on a statewide circuit. And this, I guess, guys throw out the word national. Right. I guess, since we're going to multiple tournaments that's not in the state of Georgia, I guess, compete on a national, on a national way.
100%, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Got a pipeline, you know what I mean? Definitely shout out to Coach Sheldon, big shout out to Coach Pierce, and shout out to, I can't remember his name, you just said Coach Beatles, you know what I'm saying? For everybody who's watching, Coach Beatles, you watching. If you know Coach Beatles, I'm going to say big what's going on.
That's him. Coach Beatles was just awarded the flag football program. He's the head coach of the flag football program too. And so all the girls are super excited to have a football coach to be one of the flag football. So him and Coach Ellis, Ellis is his associate head coach. They excited too. They talking about state championship from the beginning.
Nah, they got it. I saw him last year. They got it, but Coach, before we transition, I want to show this clip of you. You know what I'm saying? I really want people to see and understand what type of coach you are. You know what I'm saying? We talk about somebody who's a builder of young men to men. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely one of the first things that come to mind for me, so I want to share this clip.
Okay.
So I'm not sure, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to play if it's bad audio, but basically what Coach is saying there, you know what I'm saying, is a group of kids, you know what I'm saying? As a coach, he has to bring it out of you, you know what I'm saying? Kids, you know what I'm saying, there's only so much you can do, but it takes guidance. That's that divine gift of you know what I'm saying, with youth meets wisdom, you know what I'm saying? That's what you get. So Coach, I gotta come around and mic you up because the people need to hear the type of message you're spilling to the people. But to move on, before I bring Najeh back in, you already talked about Chris Youngblood. You already talked about I'm saying I think it's David. This is David Stroud.
Brandon Stroud.
Sorry about that. My bad, Coach Stroud. Yeah. Brandon Stroud, Sammy Mars, JK. Let's go. JK Cameron. Just since coaching and Muddy's Mill included, you know what I'm saying, who has been, they get top 3, unless you want to do top 5, but players you coached.
That I've coached.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when I first started East Coweta, man, I had a 6'11", 300-pound kid called E. Lafayette Stone. E. Lafayette Stone went on to play JUCO, and he went on to South Carolina State and went overseas. So, man, just to have that body, man, we went to play the Wheelers and the McEachers and Pebblebrook. It just kind of gave us that respect, like East Coweta is here, right? And, coming off of where East Coweta wasn't known for basketball. So I got to always put Stone in there. Gotta do Chris Youngblood, first NBA player.
He's at 2. He's at 2. Is this in a particular order, or we just naming off?
No order. Just yeah. So yeah, I'm just 2. Man, Sammy Moss, man, he had his junior year, I think was COVID year. I think he had almost 700 points that season. man, he had offers from Oklahoma State. Man, multiple D1 offers. That's when Scoot Henderson was rolling, on the north side of town. So you got to put Sammy in there, man. It was such a fun kid to coach. Fernandez Jones, right? He's one or two all-time leading scorers at East Coweta High School. Fernandez Jones was, man, he would always say, Coach, just give me the ball. I'm not going to let us lose. I mean, we played Noonan one time. I think this was 2014 or 15. Man, he hit 7 straight threes in Noonan. So, I mean, you can't never forget him. We beat Thero the year they won the state championship. I think the year after Ant-Man left, they won the state championship. But we were the only team. Well, I think they only lost maybe 1 or 2 games. We beat them as a buzzer beater. At East Coweta High School. That's on the internet too. East Coweta versus Thero, Therrel. So Fernandez Jones, Chris Youngblood, Stone. Now you about to get me killed. Hey, look, my guards. This list of guards. I got, I'm 6'8". I got to go with the bigs. I know they're gonna need it. You know what I'm saying? But we had some really good guards. But we got some coming. You know what? This a 1A, 1B. The 2 guards this year, and we talking about, Najeh, Coach Nas was just talking about how can y'all help. Harper Rife and Jadon Johnson. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be a movie for real, and they like lightning and thunder. Harper shooter from the timeline, and Jadon is a Mr. Do It All. He catches off the rim, he dunks on you, he shoots it. Man, and again, the years I've been really, really good, I've had good guards, right? And that's hard for me to say because last year we had 5 kids over 6'5", so I'm like, man, that's gonna be. But it's a guard game. It's a guard game. I had the combo of Fernandez Jones and DJ. Yeah, we were 24-1 that year, right? We played against Sharif Cooper, and then once we had a bunch of injuries, right? Then we had the J.K. Cameron and Austin Cole and Sammy Moss dynamic along with Derico Gillespie, which will be one of the main players in the MAC conference this year. He plays for Kent State, played for me. So we had guards that year. And then since then, we hadn't had good guards. We had okay guards, but we hadn't had good guards. Like these are 4-year guards. They've been with me the whole time. They know me. They know what I want. They know what shots I like. I know what they're going to do, right? And again, like Harper and Jalen, it's going to be a movie. They do all kind of acrobatic dunks. Man, it's going to be, I really can't wait for this season because of having good guards. It's just, you can't substitute that because they run the team. I mean, like if we had a little bit better, a little bit more experienced guards last year, we would have been we were 2 points from beating Cherokee, getting into the Elite 8. And East Coweta hadn't been to the Elite 8. I don't think almost never. Yeah. But okay, so my 4th person is Harper and Jadon. And I kind of snuck Derico in there. But another kid I'm excited for this year is another Coweta's own, David Askew.
David Askew, yes, sir.
David is a junior, and we played this summer, and he killed everybody. He plays on the Made Hoop circuit. So that's like a Northeastern or Midwestern circuit. They play like New York, Chicago, all they I'm like, David, where you at, man? You ain't in school. He's like, Coach, I'm in New York. I'm in Chicago. I'm in New Jersey. I'm like, wait, what you got going on, man? You leaving me? He was like, no, man, Coach, I'm on this Made Hoop circuit, and he killed it. I'm super excited about David. And David is a junior on this team. David looks like Tarzan and plays like it. Man, he's about 210. 6'6".
He lost some weight.
Man, we were lifting today. As y'all would say, pause. Man, real deal. Yeah, look great. Powerful. His dad went to East Coweta, so it's a different passion. Coach Pierce is kind of like his goddad. So, you kind of got him on staff, man. So it's a different passion coming out of them, when they asking for him to perform, with their parents his parents going to East Coweta. So, man, yeah, man, I had a few, man. We actually about to do, get our doors and stuff covered with some of these players on our hallway. I was telling you, Bacon, that hallway can look different. Right. And so I got to pick the players who's going to be, we're going to kind of cover it up. But Yeah, man, those the 5, but I left some kids out. They're gonna be mad, but like I said, you can't put them on. But man, we had some dogs, man. We beat some good teams at East Coweta. We didn't beat a lot of the big dogs when they come to East Coweta. So all those players kind of attributed that.
100%. David was at Rise at Lake Point, averaged 23 points through 3 games up there. That just gives you a little insight about what it's been killing, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing it. He was a young guy. Put up almost 30 against the Atlanta Celtics a couple summers ago.
Killing, and all of them try to take him from him, but you're not. They're not. You know what I'm saying? And funny, man, like, Sammy, they try to take Sammy and take him up north. Unfortunately, man, this kind of, I'm gonna be, kind of blunt here. It's kind of like the streets. Like I've had to make phone calls, like, hey man, stop calling my players, or how you want to handle this for real, right? From Mendez Jones, Lafayette Stone, Coach Stroud is taking care of Brandon and Chris. I ain't had to worry about that. He's my henchman. Sammy Moss, Meadow Creek tried to get him. Them years when they were rolling, when they won state championship. David Askew. I hadn't had the phone call. Coach Pierce take care of that. Yeah. But and his dad take care of that. He went to East Coweta again. Right. And he, like you had on that video, Bacon, they couldn't hear, but I was telling them, what else do you want? Right? Everything that the up north, whoever got the sweet uniforms, we got them too. Right? Facilities, we have them too. We got multiple gyms. You got access to coaches. Now my boy Coach Cam has bought EHB in Tyrone. Are you familiar with that? So y'all were talking about the basketball facility. EHB. It was on Peachtree. It's in Peachtree Industrial. It's in Alpharetta. If you look it up, EHB Peachtree. One of my good friends I played in all the programs with, EHB Peachtree. Look it up on the internet. Actually, I can get you in contact with him. Yeah, and he does have a basketball facility. It basically is a training facility. Oh yeah, it's a basketball training facility. Yeah, and it's just this. He's got it brought on the south. It's only been up north, and that's the only all-day training facility below I-20. There's no games gonna be played in there, and all your Nike camps and stuff. That's where they're held. There they train overseas players. They train college players. Coach Cam Daly runs that. He runs the ones up north, and he brought the one down south because he went to Westlake High School. He graduated like in 1993. But yeah, man, I got kids working out at EHB as well. So like I was telling the kids, we got all the things that you need here. Why would you go traveling 45 minutes to an hour to school every day? And we play a nice level of basketball. We play 6A basketball. We got to see Wheeler. We got to see Grayson. We got to see Norcross. We got to see McEachern. So what you running from? Right? Because even if we lose the game, Coach Nas know that. Think about how many players who make it in football that didn't play on the team that didn't really win. College coaches don't really, they don't really. I mean, they kind of come to programs, Buford's, East Cowetas, Noonan's, those programs, right? LaGrange, right? They come to those programs, Norcross, Hillgroves, but it's a kid from Trinity that went to Florida, Trinity Christian.
Basketball?
Yeah. No, I'm saying football.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But I'm just saying basketball wise too, man. Pebblebrook had never won state championship. They got pros. They got Colin Sextons. You got, a bunch of kids that's made it out of there. So college coaches care if you playing the game the right way and competing. And what happens, that's a result. That's the result of winning, right? The result of all that is winning the basketball game. So, man, like I tell the kids, where you going and why? And if you want to leave, go ahead. We're going to be okay. We're going to be all right.
I'm saying, feel free to jump in, Nash.
Yeah, Coach, I want to ask you, so obviously, so what do you guys got, without revealing too much, what do you guys got coming up this year? Just like, what's some of the main games you got, the classics, week one? Like how does y'all schedule kind of shape out?
Funny you said it. I'm going to pull it up right now. I just had to send it to a parent. So in the games actually that are in Georgia, we actually playing the big showcase. So the guy in Miami does a peach something showcase that's in Athens at what's the other school? Not Clark Central. What's the other school? Cedar Shaw.
See the shows. See the shows. That's it.
See the shows. Yeah, at See the Shows. Hold on, I'm trying to pull this up. But we're playing in there. That's always big. It's not talked about, but it's huge. We're playing so Coach BJ Thomas, right? So he was coaching at McDonough, had them rolling. Then he went up to North Atlanta and had a little slip up. But anyway, he's at Stevenson now.
Ah, okay.
And so that Battle of the Mountain, he's gotten a lot of us that, got good programs to get into that tournament. So I'm playing Campbell in the Battle of the Mountain.
That's a good
game. Yeah. Oh, that's a great game, right? Yeah. Since we've been out the region with Campbell, I'm like, man, I miss playing Campbell. Me and the coaches, we talked about missing, playing each other, getting the game. And so we're playing there on November 8th.
November 8th.
Right, still kind of football season. Yeah. The Peach State Explosion, which is November 22nd, and then we jump on the road real quick and we go down to Panama City and play in a Hoots-Giving tournament with a bunch of
Huntsville?
No. This one is Panama City.
I'm sorry.
This is Panama City. Yeah. At home, we got the Chapel Hill is another up and coming program.
They're so underrated. They had that kid CJ Githers that's real good.
CJ went to Arkansas State. Yeah, huge, man. And Mike Artis is like plugged in with. He's been with the all the top AAU programs. Building. He was with Norcross for years. So that Chapel Hill game will be huge at East Coweta and as well as at Chapel Hill. I'm looking on the schedule. Carrollton got a new coach. Now, Westlake lost some kids, but you saw the kid from McEachern just transferred to Westlake? Man, yeah, it was on Instagram. A kid from McEachern just transferred to Westlake. Really, if you look at his page, he was at the middle school by Westlake anyway, so he should have been at Westlake anyhow.
If you don't know his name?
I'm about to look it back up. Yeah, him, man, he wore number 14 at McEachern last year, if you look up the roster. Then you got Derek Anderson that played at Kentucky. His son is at Westlake. He's an up-and-coming 10th grader. So Westlake got a huge, a lot of talent that's still there.
Yeah. That rising sophomore, right? That came in from Florida, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So they keep talent. Man. In the past, Fed has always been a good game. But I think Fed is rebuilding right now. Those kids that was at Tri-City and Cedar Grove and Chapel Hill, those three kids all came from Fed. They were in the state championship with Fed 2 years ago against Pace at sophomores. Yeah, at sophomores. So mainly like when you do your scheduling, y'all know it's kind of like a budget thing too. So you don't want to go too far. Mm-hmm. Because depending on the bus budget, and getting the kids home for school, right? You know what I'm saying? So Campbell, like we were in the region with Campbell and Wheeler, and when they would come to East Coweta, we'd go there, man. We'd get back home at 11 o'clock at night, and I got to drive 45 minutes back up to Westlake, right where I live. It's tough.
Yeah. So you kind of, so that's what you see, like the South Side games. We have to keep it south until you get into the playoffs.
Right.
But the first round of playoffs, we got that North Atlanta region, North Atlanta, South Forsyth, West Forsyth. And then the second round of playoffs, you got the winner of the Campbell region along with the Wheeler region with Etowah and Cherokee. So those first two rounds going to be like big time games. I know for basketball wise, we played that same region last year, that Cherokee Etowah region. We came Westlake, we were in the region. Me and Westlake were in the region with Campbell and Pebblebrook and stuff. So to play them possibly second round, it'd be like a reuniting of region, ex-region, rivalries, right? Because Pebblebrook and Westlake used to be a huge rival. Like all the rappers would come to the games and everything, back in the day. So yeah, man, you just got to think about the kids and you got to think about getting them back home. Because basketball, we may play It's normally Tuesday and Friday, but I play on Thursdays. I play on Wednesdays because, you know, some nights we got stuff going on to school. So I may pick different nights so the kids won't miss out on what they need to. So your games, what you're going to see, the bouts are going to be the holiday games, the Martin Luther Kings, the Thanksgiving games, the Christmas games, and so forth, because you don't have to worry about the kids getting to school the next day.
Right.
Gotcha, coach. And then I guess just what's like, obviously you talked about some of the players to watch for this year, but what do you think were some of the biggest things your team learned from last year that can help them from this year, the ones that's coming back?
Man, again, so Coach Nas, we were in the second round game, right? If you look on YouTube, Bacon, did you see the video that Beat Ram did?
Yeah, Rodney Colton. Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, it was a reason why I brought it up because it was the first time we could have gone to Elite Eight and we played this game at home. Right. So East Coweta has never had this game at home to go to Elite Eight. And again, we literally lost to 2 free throws. We hit the 2 free throws we win the game. So think about that. So the core of my team, those guards were on that, it was in that game. Was involved, had like heavy production in that game, and they're returning. So I think they got a chance to understand the moment, you know, like I was explaining that Bacon had, you know, in that last video, understand the moment and understand we got all that stuff in front of us that you look for in the other teams. So I think they learned the preparation and the focus that you're going to need to win those games. I think they also know the training started this summer, really, but actually start now. Like you can't wait until the season to get serious for those games. We have to prepare every night to play that. They'll play those playoff games and those region tournament games, right? So I think they learned that. And if the kids hadn't been in it, you know, like telling the player, man, look, man, the Noonan EC football game gonna be off the chain. Oh man, it's gonna be straight. But when you play it and it fills up and it's you know the energy that's given in it. Like when we played Sandy Creek in football, Bacon was there. Man, it's like a playoff game, like that we play every year in football. It's truly a playoff atmosphere when you play those games. So our kids getting a chance in basketball, we have those type games down south and getting a chance to see, okay, this is what it feels like, you know, so they can pass it on to the young guys.
What, baby?
100%. Najeh was at the game as well. Can't leave my brother out. By a lot of good insight. Well, quick, you know what I'm saying? My brother and I just quick update during the game, you know what I'm saying, on Twitter first to get the kids exposure. But
they gotta do it.
So hey, you know what I'm saying? Brother's the expert, you know what I'm saying? That's how you do it. He ain't lying to you. For sure. Coach, you know what I'm saying? Upcoming season, you know what I'm saying? Free throws, you know what I'm saying? You said it a lot, you know what I'm saying? I know you talked about it a lot in locker room. Free throws has been a problem for this team. So just what's gonna be that the difference maker this year at the charity stripe?
Man, you know, a lot of my friends say they don't even work on free throws.
They don't?
The elite teams. Yeah, I mean they shoot them, but like we might do 5 different drills of type of free throws to create that pressure. But you know what? I think we work on them, but I think from day one we're going old school. The best free throw shooting teams that I've had, we line up and you shoot it. You hit it, we don't run. If you miss it, we run. Right? Eventually, by mid-season, all of them start making it. Right? I've done a million drills, been through a million different workshops and stuff to see what we need to do to make it fun and so forth. None of that stuff works. None of that stuff works, man. You just got to go old school, man. Where they mad at their teammates. Yeah, man, that's the only thing that worked, man. And guess what? We already know what our issues are. So Bacon, I just sent you the Beyond the Buzzer, kind of what Beat Ram did last year at that game, just so you kind of peek at it. But yeah, man, we're gonna address that from the beginning. We're gonna address it from the beginning. We're gonna address it in the games, and we're gonna have some accountability throughout the season in regards to free throws. So we won't run into that at the end of the year, because that's kind of been our Achilles heel. That's kind of like our Superman's kryptonite. Free throws has been like we lost to Noonan last year by free throws. Right. So we lost about 6 games last year by free throws. So we want to make sure that we get that straightened out, especially knowing that that's one of the kryptonites that my kids just couldn't handle that pressure. So the only other that we play the 80% game where you miss one is -2%. You hit one is up 1%. We got all kind of different games we play and try to get them to get the pressure, but it's nothing like doing the old school, just running if you miss it, and the whole team got to run. And it might take 30 minutes of practice. But like you said, man, if you hit 80% from the free throw line or 75% from the free throw line, you're going to win most games if you can get to the line.
Numbers game at that point. But Chris Youngblood, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? No secret. We saw him and Brandon go crazy at Kennesaw State. Apparently Kennesaw State is the place to be. But Alabama.
Yeah.
And, you know, having a two-way contract, Oklahoma City Thunder. Did you see this? You know what I'm saying? Just what I'm saying, when you watch them play just over this 3 to 4 year span, just what was going on in your head?
Okay, so I always say to go to the league, you got to be a freak athlete. You know, like Harper's a freak shooter, freak in your body, right? You know, some guys just blessed with the way their body. They might not even be that strong, but they just look good, right? And Chris Youngblood mentality, right? Was crazy. I actually got one upcoming ninth grader that has that same mentality. I want to see where this takes him, because you can't tell him what he can't do, and he's gonna go to the end to work on it. Like not just work on it, do everything he's supposed to do to make that part of his game better, whether it's body, whether it's ball handling. So the Alabama, right? He had surgery. He had ankle surgery, but right before the season started. So his first game was like the game after North Carolina. The doctors told him most guys don't come back from that surgery. It was the band that keep your ankle from rolling. It was pretty much worn out. It was worn out. So he had to get it reconnected and kind of get some more cartilage or whatever put on those ligaments. And he had to work from that. And so I said, Chris, why is it all of a sudden you're averaging 20 in the league and you average 20 in Alabama? He said, Coach, I'm just becoming healthy. He said, Coach, you know, I was wore out from Kennesaw, East Coweta, because we grinded back then. We super grinded because we were trying to get our names out there. And then South Florida. He went on to South Florida after Kennesaw, so he was player of the year in Kennesaw. Then he went to South Florida and became player of the year. And then went on to start at Alabama. So, man, his mentality is just nonstop, you know, more than most kids. And most of those kids, like, don't have a social life. Like the Mamba mentality. Yeah, Chris, you know, Chris is just learning to have a social life a little bit. But like he was in Vegas in the Summer League, he told me, man, he was locked in. He said, I didn't go out, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. He said, I went out like one time when they had a day off, but he was like, man, his friends was kicking. He's like, no, man, we got a game tomorrow. So he hadn't changed. You could see how like his friends like was like really respectful of him in that summer league games when he bought it, because he played in Salt Lake City first. And, you know, nobody don't really watch the Salt Lake City games. So when the Vegas games hit, man, that was like more eyes. It was on ESPN. It went on ESPN2. It went on NBA TV. It was on NBC and stuff like that, man. I called him. I said, boy, you was on a big stage. How you feel? He said, Coach, I've been in the gym all night last night. I feel okay because I prepared. I said, boy, you still the same old Chris, right? You know what I'm saying? He was driving like a Altima or something up until now. Tesla. Right, so think about it. He was making ridiculous money in Alabama, ridiculous money in South Florida for a kid, more than 6 figures, more than 100,000, and then now he in the NBA and he's just driving a regular Tesla. That's rap. I mean, rare, common kid who just about that work, and so his work, man, he's going to be not only in the league, not only make a roster, he's going to be a productive player. Guarantee you.
Nah, that's big. That's big. You know, down this way, we get NFL star, NFL prospects, you know what I'm saying, but have somebody in the NBA first, right?
Yeah, first NBA player in Coweta County, period.
And it sound like, you know, I could tell. Well, you can just tell when Nate Oak calls you. You know what I'm saying? When we saw the scare KSU almost beat Baylor, if I'm not mistaken. That told me everything I need to know. I expect similar from Coach Stroud's son, Brandon. So I'm excited, you know what I'm saying, to watch these boys cover these young men. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, the Skies, they bring in OKC. to the south side. That'd be something nice. But nonetheless, just again, coach, like you said, you got another kid in the fold who's got similar mentality. But I want to flash you back, North Gwinnett, Chris Youngblood, almost set the house on fire again on the road, man. Just take us back, you know what I'm saying? What was that moment like?
Man, free throws again, dog.
Yeah, free throws again.
Oh, free throws again. Sam Moss missed the 2 free throws. We were out double overtime. He hit one of those free throws. We win that game. We go on to play McKeach another one of the years. Sharif Cooper was there. But anyway, man, so we're down. You think about North Gwinnett, that year they won the 6A football championship. They won it. They had the big defensive end that went on to Georgia Tech. He played basketball too. Had hydraulics in his. He went to Georgia Tech and then he went transfer to Ole Miss. Played defensive end. Then you had the guy who transferred from Clemson to Georgia. Now he's going back to Clemson. So they had, then the quarterback went to Elon. So my point is they had 3 Division I athletes on that team.
Right.
Godfrey was one of them. The kid who, Power 4, he played for UGA basketball last year.
Yeah.
And then he went back to Clemson. Yep. And then you had the 6A defensive player of the year that was playing center. So he's 6'7", 230, elite athlete, right? So we're playing against legit D1 athletes. And it don't matter what you're a D1 athlete in high school. If you D1, right, you think about you one of the older kids, you Division I. I don't care if you're a D1 baseball player. You're still going to be better than most of the kids on any team, right? So, man, we get down to the end. We're down 2 to go in overtime. No, down 3. Austin Colton, as a freshman, takes a charge. Bam, we get the ball back. We call a play, get the ball to Austin. Austin get it to JK. JK get it to Chris. We hit that buzzer beater. You probably could find the Bacon Network, East Coweta, North Gwinnett. So it's going to be 2 of them. One of them going to be with Delrico and Sammy. Then the other one will be with Chris and Brandon. Mm-hmm. We got both of them. We got those yellow the Laker gold jerseys. I want to pull them out on like special moments. But yeah, man, we hit that 3, man. It went crazy. SUV TV, me and that guy go way back because he was doing another platform when I was at Monday's Meal, and nobody really wanted him to put the games on the internet because you're like, okay, now you're giving the cat the bag because the internet the social media wasn't big in 08, right? Think about it. I mean, you had Black Planet, Facebook wasn't huge. You had
MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace and Black Planet.
Like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. YouTube was nothing
like that either. Nope.
Twitter wasn't there. None of that, right?
We was like just about to be teenagers at that era.
Yeah. Yeah, so you understand that. So think about that. So the guy was like, man, I ain't put my game on the internet because you don't have to trade. You had to drive and trade film back then. It wasn't no way to send it. Right? Wasn't no huddle back then. Huddle wasn't there. Right. Y'all played sports in that time. You had to get to take your DVDs. I had DVDs. I had tapes. Right. You had to get them DVDs to them
VCRs.
Yeah. So, man, y'all like, man, I ain't putting myself on the internet, man. They don't get a chance to see it. So the guy from SUV TV was doing another platform, and I would let him do my games for free. And nobody really wanted to do it in Clay. So when he got big with SUV TV, every time we play big games, he always show us love because me and him go way back. When back then didn't know me, now I'm hot all on me type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We were together grinding back in the day. So Jay Hillsman was I think he was on the one, as far as like being one of the characters, one of the people talking, analysts and so forth. But man, coming from the South Side, like you say, they don't see us a lot. But again, that's kind of why, you kind of just think about it. If I go to Norcross, or Norcross come to me, our volleyball team went to Norcross today. They left at 1:30.
Yeah. That
traffic. For a 5:30 volleyball game.
That traffic ain't no joke.
So just so they leave at 8, they get back 9:30, 10. Mm-hmm. Right, left at 1:30. So it's basketball game not over to 10. Right. So it's just it's so tough. And then the biggest thing is to get my kids exposed outside the state. So that's kind of why we go out of the state when we do get a chance. But man, no, exciting game, man. North Gwinnett student section was crazy. Coach Nas, where did you play? Are you from the Atlanta area?
Yeah, I was in Metro. I was in Norcross.
Oh, you was at Norcross. Okay. All right. So you know the student sections in Gwinnett, period. Norcross.
They're different.
Man, because Norcross had a team that came down and played Westlake. You had a kid that go to Louisville, and a kid, and they had another kid that go to UGA.
Yep.
They were too big. They were 6'7". They played at Westlake when Chumo Kiki played back in like 2010. Norcross still bought a student section Bacon to Westlake.
That's
about
crazy.
like 25 kids. Yeah. They was up top raising hell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Central North Gwinnett student section was, man, at least about 400 kids. Oh man, there were 400 kids. They were talking about my bald head. They were talking about black suit, like we're gonna have a funeral. Yeah, man, it was such an exciting game. The energy was crazy in there. Man, Chris hit that 3 to take us in overtime. I was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And I was just speaking life into the kids. You know, we got a chance, and we got a chance. You know, we got to take advantage of it. And yeah, man, that was an exciting moment. To the point we played North Gwinnett this summer at Lake Point, and I was still talking about those games. I tell you, guys, we got to beat them. Like we didn't beat us twice up in North Gwinnett in big games, and we can't get them right. So, you know, that was a moment for East Coweta High School that I think, because this is within my first 4 years. Chris was my first. Chris and Brandon were my first ninth graders after I had been there. So yeah, first set of ninth graders I brought in, and so I think, you know, it was to let people know we here, and you could talk to all the big dogs. They've been down in East Coweta. Wheeler, we beat Isaiah Collier, Ace Bailey. We beat him at East Coweta, Weather in the region tournament, Pebblebrook, and so on and so on. You know, they've been in our region, so you know I'm a competitor, and we're gonna prepare, and it's gonna be a good game. You know, then we got the Matchbox gym, so man, we fill that gym up easily. Right, we fill it up easily, and it's a great environment for a basketball game.
Absolutely. Last couple of questions. I'm saying we get you out here, and we appreciate your time. Appreciate you bestowing us with all this hoops knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You can't find us everywhere, but you can find us in Coach. You can find us in Coach Maxwell's with mine. You can find us on Bacon Never Gonna Just as a News podcast. Go ahead, Najeh.
Hey, Coach, I ain't gonna lie. We need you back during the season, though, man.
Hey man, I can come back, man. Bacon, man, we see each other all the time, man. Y'all hit me up. I was talking to Bacon about something else, and I didn't see the text, Bacon. You know what I'm saying? You know, I hit you for something else. I say, yeah, man, I can come back. And actually, I'm on the Atlanta tip-off, so I kind of go out and scout other talent so we can figure out what's the top 50 players in the state and so forth. So it stretches well beyond me and myself. You got a young kid at Langston Hughes. You know, like you say, you got the young kids at Westlake, you know, for Southside Love. So, you know, so you got some talent in Noonan.
Yeah.
Team to look out for in 5A this year. JB, Jaden Brown, Eric Coleman. And you got some kids that's gonna make some noise, you know. And so and Noonan games are actually on YouTube. So I'm telling you to just help the area, right? They film all their games on YouTube on Noonan Hoops. So you can see some of the talent they got, man. They got dunkers, they got shooters. When we play there on December 19th, it's gonna be a real true battle. I'm talking about you got they make the faces of the players and stuff and have them in the stands. Yeah, man. And it's like the game sells out probably about halftime of the girls' game. They turn away 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people. About 2,000 people they turn away. I really wish we probably would do the game like somewhere else and see, can we fill up a bigger venue? Because I mean, Bacon's been there. I think we can probably fill up. I think Campbell and Wheeler seat 3,500 and 3,200. I think Campbell's like 3,200 and Wheeler seat 3,500. I think those are the bigger, and then Griffin seats about 3,000. I think those are the larger high school gyms in the state. I think that Noonan EC game, we can do 3,000.
I think so.
I know the AD say we turn away thousands every year. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, we fill it up to standing room only.
Yeah, every time. Great.
Yeah, we filling it up way beyond the seats. So yeah, man, me coming out during the season is cool, man. Like I said, I got an army of coaches, so it's not like I'm gonna lose focus or nothing like that, because you know we got a lot of coaches who everybody pull their part and do their job. So it helps us with the kids and help us with the exposure and so forth. And like you said, those two dynamic guards and David Askew, and then we got a lot of players along with them. You got, you know, that's Jevin Finley is that young kid I was talking about, the upcoming ninth grader. That has that Chris Brandon, the Chris Youngblood mentality. That's what I'm gonna call it, not Mumble. The Youngblood mentality. has that mentality. But we got Mamadou Cisse, Braylon Marshall, that he plays with Newton Elite, next man up. We got some pieces, man. We got some pieces that's we're gonna polish our shoes down here on the south side. But when that region tournament state playoffs come, remember we talked about it. This is gonna be a special year because we got two good guards. So Najeh, Nasir, if he was still here, again, I know he's elite, but I'm saying I got two guards that have been playing high school basketball for 4 years against the elite kids, and they're not afraid of anything.
100%, coach. Go ahead, Nash.
No, go ahead.
Since you talked about, I didn't know you were on the tip-off club, coach, but I know you are always super knowledgeable about the players. But you, coach, so I expect that from you. But I want to ask you about your preparation. Just what goes into your preparation? How many hours during the season or before the season are you watching film and getting yourself prepared for the gauntlet?
Man, so years I was trying to figure out how to not only me watch the film, get the kids to watch film, right? In their preparation of going to the next level, right? Teaching them how do you go about it and whatever. So what we do is we give the kids. So of course I watch it. But we give the kids every position group different responsibilities. So one may be checking their defenses, one may be checking their out of bounds plays. Out of bounds plays offense, out of bounds defense. Like what are they doing? What are their movements? What are they trying to accomplish? Defense, are they zoning? They manning? They trying to trap? Right. So we go through the whole. Then I got a coach that go to the numbers. Like where are they? With huddle, man, you could break down a team to the infinites, right? The infinite scale of what they do. So you can go find out what spots they like to shoot from. Right, we try to take that away. Right, where do they shoot most of their shots? Where they hit them from? Where are they shooting percentages? And so forth. What are the players that are taking most of their shots? Try to take that away. So we kind of break it down, man. We're not just watching games. We're trying to break the games down, and the players get in front of the team, and they present their information. So the team, and then they have to ask questions, 2-3 questions, or we go outside and run right away. So it's a joint effort. It ain't just me watching it because I'm not going to be the one playing, right? So, yes, I watch it, probably each game at least 3 to 4 times, right? But then we watch it in parts. So I watch it one time to get through all the rah-rah. And, oh, he can hoop. Okay. Then I say, okay, AJ, you going to do this. I'm going to watch this. Coach Pierce, you're going to watch this. Coach Stroud, you're going to watch this. And then the kids, of course, do their part, and we just kind of break it down. Then some coaches when we get to the region, they got scout responsibilities. So they might lead the game. Again, that's why I have an army of coaching staff and go scout and just see, is this player really 6'4"? Is he really 7 feet? Is he really 210? Are they lying? Right? Can he really shoot it, or he just a layup guy? Right? Get a chance to see who they really are so we can know who we really preparing for. And then the environment, too. Like you said, that Norcross environment is hellacious if you go up in there and hadn't been there before. So we go in the environment and see, okay, how do we need to do? Do we need to do loud music during practice? Do we need to go to another gym because our court is not as big as some of the courts that host NBA events?
Right.
You got 94 feet like Norcross and stuff, and you have the smallest I think you can do is 84. So we got an 84-foot court. So when we have to play in bigger gyms, we go to another facility and practice because that suicide is different in that bigger gym, right? So, man, it's a lot of preparation, and we do it. We got a whole scout sheet that we fill out, and all that goes into preparing for the team. And we also got a scout team too. We went on to Kentucky last year, Eastern Kentucky, Princeton, Kentucky, and we played against East St. Louis. That's where Darius Miles played at. They played in the NBA
too, right?
Yep. Yeah, man, they were long too. We beat them. Man, we had our best game of the year against them. They had 6'6" guards and 6'9" guys. Man, they were so long. And anyway, we beat them. We beat them real good. The kids were so locked in that game. So we played multiple really good teams up there in East. We played Bowling Green, like I say, free throws at the end. Bowling Green High School. We played, it was 2 games, maybe 3. But yeah, the preparation, man, is key. And one, even if it's not translated on the court, the kids understand when they go to the next level. All right, this is what I need to do to be great.
That's good. Then one thing before I pass up to Najeh, since you are on the on the board. You know what I mean? Just who's some young kids like 2028, 2029 maybe that have caught your eye. You know what I'm saying? Since you scout the area, just give me 3. That'd be too much.
In the area,
That's outside. Don't matter.
Like I said, the Derek Anderson son at Westlake, and the kid. I didn't want to get away from the phone. The kid that's coming back from McEachern. Then also McEachern has a kid that tried out for the USA team. His first name is Chase.
Lumpkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be a junior this year. Yeah, he's a baller.
Yeah. He deserved a hype machine.
Yeah, definitely.
He deserved a hype machine. That kid came back from McEachern. So you know the 7-footer from Pace went to Woodward. I think y'all saw that. Did y'all see that?
Ben Luiscano.
Oh, he's at Woodward? I think I did see that. Yeah.
So you talking about the Hayes boys with him?
That's tough.
Super tough. Yeah, another guard left Pace. But let me tell you the up and coming team, Elka, right? So AJ, from Dutchtown.
Number 1 player in the country, AJ Williams.
Yeah, he went to Elka, Eagles Landing Christian Academy.
You think they're gonna be able to keep him though, man? I mean,
after this year,
that same trajectory that Nas hit. Like I think he going after this year. He could probably be with the national team.
So let me give you the history, right?
Yeah.
Me and his dad played in the same area in high school. He played for Lochapoka High School. That's from the country of Lee County, right outside of Auburn, Alabama, right? And I played in Tuskegee, Alabama, right? So we would meet at Beauregard and other small schools and play. His dad went on and played at Vanderbilt. So I saw him one time. I'm like, he's looking at me and I'm looking at him. So we hadn't seen each other since, say, 95, 94, and it's like 2014. So maybe 20 years, right? So we looking at each other and, you don't know what you got going in the past. You like, hey, man, you all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I think I know you. No, you don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I let my guard down. Eventually, he like, man, where you from? I said, I'm from Tuskegee. He said, man, I'm from Lochapoka. I said, oh, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My buddy called up here he's the principal at Lochapoka High School. And he told me, man, you know that AJ kid. I said, I don't know that kid. I said, I know he's number 1 and stuff. He said, no, man, you know his dad. I'm like, no. He said, that's Aunt's son. I'm like, anyway, the kid used to, when we first started hosting AAU events at East Coweta, his dad used to coach him when he was like 4th, 5th grade. He was a little chubby. So I didn't recognize what that butterfly that has grown out to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that was him, right? Anyway, let me give you a quick story. The kid at South Carolina, the quarterback, number 16.
Norris?
Yeah. So they said somebody offered him up in terms of $8 million to leave South Carolina.
They did.
They said his daddy said, what you gonna do with $8 million? We good right here. Now I'm gonna flip back to Ant. So when you say where they keep him, his daddy played at Vanderbilt. You don't know, what trajectory that his dad got about. If it's not about the money,
right?
I don't think it's about the money with Ant and them because he already, been on that highest level and went on to play, as a basketball career after that. And now if it's about exposure, just the money came with it, right? Like Nasir, right? I think it was more about, exposure. Nasir continued to build that hype machine so he could play on the highest level. Right. But you got guys that left early. You remember the guard from Norcross that left y'all to Scoot Henderson?
You're not talking about Lamarian Jordan, are you?
Yeah.
No. Right after Scoot Henderson, he went to G League Ignite.
Oh, you're talking about London. London. Yeah.
Right? I think he left too early.
It's shaping up for him, though. I think he's he's in the Celtics system. I think he's creating some buzz. But you're right. He did.
I talked to some D1 coaches. They saying they said with Scoot, like they think he left a little. Scoot, man, think about it. If Scoot would have come back that last year, he would have been selling out arenas. He was selling out AAU facilities.
Facts.
Everybody was coming to see Scoot Henderson because Rico played with him. So I saw him play a whole lot. Right? And London left behind Scoot, right? That's what's the thing. Go to G League Ignite, get paid, go ahead and start learning how to be a pro. So I understand the concept. Right. Wasn't about the money, but the college coaches say, I talk to Power 5 coaches all the time. They say, man, you can't leave too early, like, because your development stops. Right? Think about this, Coach Nas. When you play on the highest level, if you're a wing and you're trying to develop into a point guard, you can't be the point guard no more because the player's too good. You got to just be the best you can be.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have time to learn how to play the game. Right. At this point, I got to be able to get it how I live at that point. Whatever I do well, let me give an example. Cohen Carr, Dutch Town. Right. He never learned how to be a true guard when he left Dutch Town. When he went to Legacy, you had to just dunk and be productive. Right. If he would have stayed at Dutch Town, think about Dutch Town would let him run a point, would let him make some mistakes, would let him shoot the jump shot. Now, again, I've seen him in open run make those shots and stuff, but not really at Michigan State. You know what I'm saying? So I just think some kids leave a little bit too early, and I just hope AJ fully develops and maxes out high school, right? All your skill set. And I don't know what he needs at this point. You know, I don't know if he needs a little bit more quick twitch because he's still growing. I don't know if it's athleticism. You know, he's long, but when you're playing us other long kids at IMG and so forth, you know, I don't know to exactly what you need. But I would tell these kids, max out high school because you can still go prep a year after high school if you need to.
That's right.
You know, right? A lot of those kids are fifth year prep kids at the IMGs and stuff like that, right? You can still go play on them showcase teams, right? You can still go one more year. You reclass. You know what I'm saying? Reclass, you know, leave second semester, your senior year, reclass after season over. We go play another year. Marcus Gillespie, right?
Yeah.
I ain't made the college yet. He's supposed to be out of there, right? Still learning the game though, right? You know what I'm saying? Really explosive. We played him in Lake Point, I guess, going into his senior year, and he's reclassed and learning how to be a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to be a point guard. So he's, you know, taking advantage of his time before he hit the college scene.
Shout out to Marcus. Speaking of Marcus, you know what I'm saying? How do you feel about the OTE scene? You know, it's a popular kids going to kind of get the same thing as going to a prolific prep, you know what I'm saying? But it's at OTE, you still can make those mistakes. You're still playing with high school kids, but just playing with more nationally ranked kids from C to Shine C, playing California, North Carolina, GA. So what's your thoughts on Overtime Elite?
Man, my buddy came down from Oak Cliff Faith family and took a tour of the facility. And he said it's not about the games, it's about what they offer you. The working out, the food, the nutrition, the access to basketball, access to the growth. You got remember the twins, the boys that play for the Rockets in Detroit. Yeah. So I seen them play against Sammy Moss and them at Swanee Hoops. They when I saw them, I was like, oh my God. Right. And they came to OTE and they developed. Right. So I think, you know, some of those environments are good for kids to develop. You're right. And so I think OTE is, you know, hits that niche market. You got some going on with them because a lot of people quit this year. A lot of people, you know, moved on. They transitioning management and stuff. Don't know what's really going on. But for the player itself, I think, you know, working out and for somebody that can get into that basketball facility and get that work, if you're good enough, I think that's where Brandon Stroud works out at every day. Him and Chris. They work out. OTE is what Brandon is his main place. Chris works out other places, but OTE does provide. I mean, they cook for you. They give you all your different, you know, meal groupings and so forth. So I think they provide the main thing. That's what just regular kids don't normally get. You know, eat the right way so you can do the 3,000 calories a day, live the right way, and then, you know, pack on some of those muscles and stuff. Because I know some of my players, if that's all they miss are Harper and Jadon, 5 to 10 more pounds, they would go from being not noticed to probably elite.
Speaking of Harper, we got him on the show next week, Coach. You know what I'm saying? You already tapped in already. So don't stop the habit. Tap in next Saturday and next Thursday at 8.
Yeah, Harper is going on to a camp this weekend. Man, he lights up the camp scene and stuff. And I told his dad, you know, we just got to keep on pushing because, you know, you're still working through the transfer portal. Transfer portal not as hot as it once was. Even in football, you know, it was only teams is 85, 90% of like new coaches or coach on the hot seat, but guys are back recruiting freshmen. Again, as you see around Georgia. And it's the same way in high school. They're back recruiting freshmen again, especially they said it's going to start with next year's class, right? It's going to go back to probably 50-50. You know what I'm saying? JUCO transfer portal / freshman. You know, it's not top 50, top 100. So, yeah, Harper is one that's and Jadon, they may get an opportunity.
What was that comment, Nash?
I don't know what that is. It says, yo, it's Creek. Where the bros at?
Bring us up to speed, brother. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you tuning in, brother. Appreciate you being active in the comments. You know what I'm saying? We got the one on the Coach Royal Maxwell here. You know what I'm saying? Giving a lot of game. I hope a lot of people got their pencil and pad out because I got mine out. But, Coach, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Coach, I want to say, I know we feel let you go soon. Hey, Coach, we want to keep it rolling, man. So if you got kids and we can highlight as well, just let us know. I mean, we love to bring them on. I know we got Harper Rife coming on next week, but we love to bring them on the show, man, and get these stories out there as well, Coach. And they say it could be East Coweta, whoever you know.
Like, yeah, man. No, man, definitely, man. I like what y'all doing, man. I'm going to help champion you all getting access to other basketball kids. I'm gonna call Mike Artis. He has a really good big kid. He got some stuff to say because Mike Artis is on the AAU scene as well as he's like a Adidas legacy team, right? So he can explain to you what that is, right? It's only a few in the nation. It's Adidas legacy, maybe 2 or 3 in the whole state of Georgia. Wow. The Adidas legacy team, right? Get Mike Artis on and so forth, and kind of get y'all connected to the basketball world. And then, man, it can, like you say, y'all can continue to help the kids, help the kids get exposed.
I'm saying we appreciate you, Coach. We really do. And Coach, I know Najeh I'm gonna let Najeh close this out, but I can't let y'all off the hook. You know what I mean? Big game tomorrow in the University of East Coweta. I know who you rolling with. Because you know what I'm saying, I see what's on your chest, but let's get your score prediction before we let you get out of here.
Hey, last time we went to Noonan, we won by like 30. Again, Coach Small is a laid back coach, the head football coach. He doesn't let the cat out the bag too early. But the elite players that we have, we got about the back end of our defense, right? Both corners and safeties all have D1 offers, right? You got the two pillars on the ends, the Herd boys, both are already committed. Is already committed to Georgia Tech. You got that defensive line, man. So think about this, guys. We're talking football real quick, and you can bring me on that football show. I do the football, okay? Out of the 11, out the 22 kids, offense and defense, East Coweta returning 17 kids next year.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Out of the 1 and 2 deep, the 2 deep depth chart on the defense, only 3 seniors. 22 kids, they returning 18 kids on defense next year. They rotate. They rotate the D-line, they rotate the linebackers, they rotate. Chance probably the only one that don't come out, and the corners already come back. So you're talking about the quarterback is a junior. All the wide receivers are juniors. Our O-line, our 2's O-line, 3's O-line just as big as, they're not 6'8" like the Herd boys, but they 6'4", 6'5", 280, 290, 300 pounds. They just, y'all don't know them because you don't see them. We got 25 offensive linemen. They got 105 kids, 10 through 12 in the program, and like 60 kids on the 9th grade team. So prediction, personally, Noonan has had some really talented teams. I don't think this is one of their strongest teams.
Be like now.
I think the quarterback is really good. I think Brody's probably one of the best quarterbacks that's been in the county in the last 10 years that I've been there. I don't think this is one of the bigger teams. You got the Colton kid, going to Colorado, big time. You got his mate, number 11, that middle linebacker. That's a pure dog, right? You know what I'm saying? The back end, they got a bunch of basketball players. And Coach Nas know basketball players ain't necessarily your answer when you talking about real football guys, right? You talking about tackling and stuff like that. And we're gonna run that ball, Bacon. We're gonna run that football.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying, Coach, I give if it doesn't rain, right? Because I don't want it to rain because y'all don't run that ball like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that high flying. I want to see Jalen Britt get out there and the other kid, number 9, the other kid, the wide receiver. I want to see this thing, be one of those games. But if it does not rain, we got a kicker. We got also number 1 kick in 2027 also. So we are loaded, just as not talked about because Coach kind of keep that low. But I got us winning by 10 if it doesn't rain. If it does rain, y'all don't stand a chance because that means y'all can't throw the ball. And we're just running because, Noonan not Sandy Creek. Sandy Creek is something serious. Yeah.
I'm gonna plead the fifth. I've already made my prediction. I like you guys. I went. What we got? Let me see. Is yours Brethren? Give me East.
Yeah.
No, we can't now. Get that.
Yeah, that's Brother Marshall, man. 2028. You gonna see him this year. Yeah.
Appreciate you tuning in, brother. But I can't second that emotion. I believe I went 28, 24, something around in there. We went by a little walk-off field goal, so it's 23, 24,
Y'all got a field goal kicker?
Yeah, brother. Come on, you know, coach. You know, we keep things on the wraps. It's neck and neck when it comes to that kicker, that place kicker. You know, I don't think you do as a punt, kickoff, stuff like that. But
yeah, I seen the scrimmage. I don't even see y'all punt. I think they walked it off. I was like, what is Noonan doing? It's not. You know,
hey, well, you know, coach. You know, I know you play spades.
That's what
you want to save your big. You want to save your ace high for that last set of books. That's all.
So no, they walked it off in the scrimmage. I was like, what are they doing? What is this? Walked off 35.
The scrimmage though, facts.
Yeah, okay. They were hiding them. Okay, you know, leg up for the night.
Wow, that's it. At the end, bringing that big head joker. That's how we're trying to do. But, so what was it you said? You said 10-point spread. You know,
I said 10-point spread, man. East Coweta win by 10, man. I think it popped up on my phone. I think you heard yourself when I was messing around my phone for the 7th straight time.
That's almost a decade.
Yeah, man. East Coweta, you know, with the W, it's gonna be crazy. If anybody's out there, if you hadn't been to the East Coweta Noonan football game, it's just a down home country, and it's only maybe 35 minutes outside the city. But you need to be there by 7:30 games. You won't get nowhere near the stadium.
100%.
Probably catch your Uber. Park somewhere near downtown Noonan. Catch an Uber.
That's a long walk. That's a long walk for sure. So you know, so we got that locked in. I think I got everything on my end. I gotta ask you about this too, coach. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got some open runs. I've been seeing the open runs, so just let us know about that. How's that coming about, and how serious this gonna go on and continue the legacy, or not legacy, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, man. I just think that all the East Coweta boys tuning in, man. I send it out, but man, I just think we rolling, man, and we got some going, and I just think we're gonna keep on going. You know what I'm saying? Keep on going, because the players just keep coming. Players just keep coming. Players can't win without players, and on every level we got some kids that go as people don't know this growing. And you know we keep coming out here and put this on the platform, you know, and also talking about the other kids. You know, it's critical that we talk about the other kids. It's not just at East Coweta that I help build the Noonan kids and the Northgate kids and the Fayette County and Sandy Creek kids that may not be talked about. You know, but they didn't tune in. We at the end, boy. You brought the East Coweta Noonan Bacon. That thing changed the whole comment.
Hey man, that gets in the ethers, man. Just they talking about. Nah, for anybody who hadn't been, you know what I'm saying, Coach Manson's been there multiple times. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. Well, I watched the game as a high schooler, but it's crazy, man. It really is a spectacle to see. We've been tuned in, Coach. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So for the realists, definitely got his son wearing the same number. You know what I'm saying? Watching 44 in black. They wearing black second week in a row. Be tuned in for that too.
Hey, I do want to say one thing, man. Bacon and Coach Nas, man. Again, you know, I know my players, like you say, basketball day is every Thursday. So, guys, y'all spread the word. You know what I'm saying? Because we can only go viral if y'all watching and they doing something for you all, and spread it to your friends and so forth, because it'd be saved. Because I was, you know, watching clips what I missed from the quarterback Marcus and DB coach Julian. I'd say, man, I appreciate what y'all doing for the basketball world. Because I just thought, because I was wondering, I told my wife, I was like, man, it's, you know, I'm huge in the football. Coach, no, I've been on that sideline the whole time, you know, years, all 10 years I've been in East Coweta. I'm like, man, he talking about basketball already, but I didn't know y'all had a Thursday basketball show. So that was, that's big. That's big, man, that y'all giving that love to basketball and keep going, because it's a niche. Nobody talks about basketball. And then Coach Nas, you know, kids on the other side of town as well, you know, getting the scoop on that. And I just think it's something that can really get going. You know, y'all give it some time.
Nah, definitely. Also, anybody who's watching, you know what I'm saying? We are taking sponsors. You know what I'm saying? If you know any small business that need a spotlight, we'll spotlight them as we'll spotlight our sponsor today, Empower for Life. We'll get into that later, but go ahead, Naj. Go ahead.
Oh no, we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna let Coach go. Speaking of Coach Maxwell, can we get some love to Bacon tonight? Bacon is blowing up.
We what?
Nobody's talking about it, Coach. But Bacon's platform is blowing up.
Yeah. Oh man, man, listen. Again, Coach Nard, I've been knowing Bacon even before he started in that thing when he was like fresh out of college. You know what I'm saying? He was thinking about giving it up, Nas. You know, I ain't gonna go too deep into it. He was thinking about, I don't know if I really want to do this. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
But man, Bacon is, man, I appreciate him, man. And again, I remember when he started going to Alabama to do stuff, and I see him like, okay, I see you out there. Right. So Bacon is his platform is growing super. You know, the growth is big.
And I just wanted to see if we shout out Bacon. I know we're gonna let Coach ride, but I just wanted to show y'all. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Bacon. But yeah, brother was at like 1,500 before the game last week. He's at 1,600 now. In this video, y'all go get it to 10K. Yes, Coach, he's growing. Y'all go get this to 10K, man. He just dropped the video on Stevenson Mays, almost near 2K, man. So y'all run my brother up, man. Y'all help him out, man, and y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Great content as always. Just want to get the man.
Hey, likes. Hillgrove, North Cobb this week too. Football side. No, North Cobb, McEachern.
He ain't going to that.
Yeah, I know he ain't going, but North Cobb, McEachern. I know he going East Coweta with noon. You got to get some little young guys out there, man. Some interns. You know, in the media world, stuff be free. They got
right. Right.
Yeah, it'd be free. Yeah, media world be free, man. Yeah, to get somebody on that west side, you know, on that card, man, because that McEachern, like I say, I'm a football head. I go to all high. That McEachern, North Cobb.
Who you got? You go McEachern or who is the Naj? McEachern playing
North Cobb.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why. I'm
North Cobb got those two running backs and one of the best quarterbacks in the state.
Yeah.
And then McEachern got the kid from Douglas, Atlanta, number 6.
Okay. Yeah, he went off for 340 yards plus all-purpose yards.
Went off, man. That's gonna be like one of the McEachern games back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When McEachern was like on top, that's gonna be one of those games. I don't know where it is. If it's at McEachern or
McEachern.
Yeah, it's at McEachern. That's gonna be huge. That's gonna be huge. So I'm gonna roll with we got North Cobb in a couple of weeks coming down to East Coweta.
Ooh, I've been thinking about that game a little bit.
Yeah. I think we lost by 4 or 5 last year. But I'm gonna go with the coach Kareem Reed at McEachern, man. He coached
All right.
He coached at Griffin. You know, he coached on the south side. So I'm gonna give him that south side love. I'm gonna go with McEachern by 7. You know, something crazy, that all-purpose guy, get him some on the outside, and then man, he gonna make it happen.
There it is. There you have it, man. We got a shout to Coach Reed, man. You know, we got the Bando Wings. Oh, we got East Coweta going
11-1.
Basketball. No, football. Football.
Yeah. Now we all my boys, man. We talk about football, man. We 2 sport guys, 2 and 3 sport guys.
I gotta ask you about quarterback Bowles, man. Played a good game last week. You know what I mean? Baseball player. I think it's his first time playing football. I've been telling everybody throwing motion look quirky. But he get the ball there, man. Had about 10 drop pass last week. People just low on him. I'm 1 to 10 by the 6 on him. I think it's gonna show me a lot this week against North Cobb. But just what's your thoughts on the baseball player doing a solid job at quarterback?
So think about this. He's only started 3 games in his career. He started the last 3 games last year. Buford, Westlake, Chapel Hill. I think those last 3. Okay. So this is his 4th game. We did 1 paddock count, no 7-on-7s. Right. So think about the lack of times he's been in that fire. Right. I call him Mr. East Coweta. His dad went to East Coweta. His mama went to East Coweta. His brother played tight end at East Coweta last year. Right. So it's a lot of pressure on him. He's a neighborhood kid, right? Not a transfer kid. He's a neighborhood kid, right? So when he go outside his door, go to the grocery store, he go to Publix, right? Everybody's asking him, you know, about, you know, East Coweta's dad coaches on the baseball and softball team, right? So man, Jax, it's not Jax Ball, JAX. Jax is growing in the game, man. for not having that much experience, right? Only having 3 games last year. I think against you think about Santa Cruz D line, it's not a 3A D line. That's a 6 D line. You got a kid from IMG on the D line. You got number 15 on the D line, right? You got some kids that look the part that's going to be getting some scholarships. So Jax Bowles, man, and then you talking about that back end. Santa Cruz always had the skill guys, and you know what I'm saying, elite skill guys. So I think Jax played well, and I think it's just going to be more and more growth week over week, man. You know, as far as him understanding what coverage is like, understanding who is his players to give the ball to in moments like we saw with the kid Chance. First year playing wide receiver for us, for real. Right? And you saw it looked like it was a video game out there. I'm like, God. Yeah. So, you know, he's going to kind of settle in. We got Walter Maestro that's on that wide receiver crew that's been starting for the last 2 years. That's another junior. You got you got 2 more other kids, Xavier and you got the other kid. Number 8, yep, Gritton, yeah. Cold-blooded. Julian Edelman to me, right? You know what I'm saying? He dropped some balls, but again, we hadn't been in that fire, right? So they're going to come on around this week, and then not because it's noon, it's just because we haven't been in that fire. You know, it's kind of rusty those first games. But I will shout this out, man. You know, I went to a HBCU. Southern University out of Baton Rouge, plays North Carolina Central at Georgia State's facility. Georgia State's football field on Saturday. It's going to be on ABC. But for all the kids out there thinking about going to HBCU, Southern and North Carolina Central, it's the MEAC versus SWAC Challenge. That's a game you want to go see. You want to go see that they have equivalent elite athletes that you see in those other FCS schools and those lower level FBS schools like Georgia Southern. It may be a game. Go check it out, man. It's on the south side of the old Brave Stadium, Turner Field. It's Georgia State's tonight, man. It's probably like 60% sold out. You know, it seat like 25,000. I went to Jackson State 2 years ago. We sold it completely out. So FAMU played somebody last year. So again, y'all may want to go check that game out on Saturday. Southern University out of Baton Rouge is going to play North Carolina Central. So that may be a game y'all want to check out.
I we'll definitely have to catch it on the restream. Last thing, Coach, and I know we keep holding you up, but we talked about it on the phone. What Coach Julian said about the HBCU coaches not being as dedicated to the recruiting. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get your thoughts on that. You know what I'm saying? You've been an HBCU grad. I like how you're doing there. You know what I'm saying? Get the kids acclimated to the HBCU, which is a good school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good environment. Just what's your thoughts on that?
I think the division. I think, and I listen to Coach because I got a son that plays defense in. So I think these guys want to win now. And you know, when you got the kids not getting playing time at the Georgia States, the Georgia Techs, and so forth, they're not thinking about development. They're thinking about, I need a kid whose body has already been through the. Think about it. When you go to the Power 5, you think Aaron Nolan, right? Aaron Nolan went to Ohio State 2 years. Now he's sitting behind Sellers at South Carolina.
Right.
He said, but in those years, think about the nutrition we talked about. Think about the program. Think about the quarterbacking. You know, the technique he's learned and so forth. And then now, you know, probably after this year, Aaron Nolan will probably come to a Georgia Southern, Jacksonville State, Georgia State, Kennesaw State, got a brand new coach, and come and kill. And I just think, and that kills a high school kid getting that scholarship, right? So I just think that the guys want to win now.
But you ain't winning though. You ain't winning. In Atlanta, at least.
Well, Clark went to the SIC championship last year.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I'm an HBCU marshal. I go to all the games. I'm big on the HBCU world. Tuskegee played their first night game on September 6th down in Tuskegee. So it's going to be epic. But yeah, Clark did go to the SIC championship last year, his first year. So I know you're talking about winning, and I do agree they should. West Georgia, I think basketball wise, the football coach kind of ripping it up around here, but West Georgia basketball should be ripping up. You know, you got Troop, you got Hurd, you got Douglasville right there. Like you said, Clark and Morehouse should be killing. But I think Deion Sanders helped us at Jackson State understand we can't recruit the Power 5 kid. I don't think all the other schools believe in themselves yet. And they're thinking, okay, and then it may go too much big of a kid, and then that kid leave after a year, as opposed to like taking that high school kid in that third year, they being okay. So I just think, man, it's the way they're going about it, because the D2 don't have that many scholarships, right? They don't have maybe 26 in the SIC. I don't think nobody has over 30 or 40 scholarships.
Wow.
So with 20 to 30 scholarships, right? You got to kind of be picky, and they're not going to say that. But like you say, I got friends that was OCs in the SIC, the head coach at Tuskegee University. He played with my little brother, and so forth. So yeah, they don't have enough scholarships to kind of divvy out, and they think the kids won't pay. But like me and Persian Williams talked about at Georgia Tech, the kids got to go to school anyway. Just recruit them. See what happens. They pay their money, they get the Hope Scholarship. Yeah, so I think they could do better. You know what I'm saying? I think they could do better, but I think it's a financial thing in the end. They're trying to win now, you know, in their respective conference. But I think they need to do more with the content and get around to the high schools and have their red shirt on the sideline of these big high school games, right? When Morehouse was really rolling, Richard Freeman he's now at Cedar Grove. He was a Morehouse coach for like the last 10 years, prior to his last 2 years of his coaches. That's there now. He would have guys at those games. You would see them all through the city. He had that maroon jacket on. Who was that? Okay, Morehouse. Okay, let me go to a game. Okay, I like this environment. I've been to a Morehouse homecoming. Okay, I can play here. So, you know, I think it got to be a commitment on the coach, man, to you can get these kids, and you probably don't got to give them a whole lot of scholarship money. Some of them just want to play. We got a kid from Carrollton at Jackson State that played 2 years ago. He ain't hit the field yet for real yet. He said he's not leaving. He probably can come back and play at West Georgia because we loaded at Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? But because we have an NIL collective that I you know also contribute to. 500 guys commit to $5,000, so that come out to be about $1 million that we spread out amongst football, basketball, and other sports. So yeah, I just think they got to commit to it, man. And all of them not willing to commit to the high school kids. But he did sign a kicker, Clark Atlanta kicker from Forest Park. Right, Clark Atlanta tight end came from Mays High School, right? You know what I'm saying? So there are some, and then like I go to his camp, the Minority Coaches Association of Georgia, their mega camp. It was held at Clark, not this summer, last summer. It was at Georgia State. Coach scooping things up at Georgia State, and then yeah. So yeah, you got to get to those camps too, and to get the chance to see it, because they say I don't want to go to those camps because it's not big schools. But guess what? My son going to all of them, every level. Like I tell my players, pick a lower level, pick a D3, a D2, and a lower D1, and then the big D1s will come if you're that good. So
there you have it, man. I hope you had your pencil and pad out tonight because a lot of gems was dropped. Go ahead and close us out, Najeh.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of the Sizzler News Podcast. We appreciate got Coach doing it. Appreciate Coach Maxwell coming on to the show, man, and obviously giving us support, man. Now, shout out to all the players that tuned in, man. Good luck tomorrow night, East Coweta Noonan. Best spot to be in town, man. So y'all go check it out. Get your tickets early, man, because it might be sold out. So big time game tomorrow. Go check it out. But that's going to do it for today's show. We'll have another great guest, another East Coweta player next week, Harper Wright, coming on the channel. We are super excited to have him on the platform, man. It should be a lot of fun as well. And hey, brother, appreciate the compliment. W Podcast. Hey, we here every Thursday at 8, every Monday at 6, brother. But let's go.
Ooh, that run I had, brother. I forgot. I'm sorry.
We'll run it next time. We'll see you guys.
Run it out.
Peace.
Peace and love, everybody.